So I know I've done this video a few times over, but fuck it, this is my channel, I can do what I want. Um, so yeah, we're going to talk about, like, since it has been confirmed that Ice Nine Kills back at the Spencer and everyone else is back at the going to be back at the studio soon, recording new tracks and whatnot. I figured it'd be kind of cool to talk about like what horror songs would I like to see for Welcome to Horrorwood or like Silver Screen 3, because that we all know it's got to be a trilogy, right? Like we all know this is going to be like a big trilogy and all that. So, what would I like to see for this? And there's so many horror movies. There are so many like present day and obscure and things like that. And Spencer could just pull whatever, right? Like Spencer could just pull whatever movie out of his ass and it would work. So, let's go with the assumption that this is going to be 13 tracks again. And for this one, we already have our first track, which is going to be the work of art. So let's say like that's the hypothetical now. So we have 13 tracks in this hypothetical scenario, and one of them we already know, which is a work of art. We already have our Terrifier song. So what would I like to see for the other 12 songs in this? What other 12 tracks would I like to see? So we're going to go through that. Like, what movies would I like to see get, songs? And always comment below in the, just comment below and let me know in the comment section of what movies you want to see, what 12 other movies you want to see get, or 12 to 13 songs or movies you want to get Ice Nine Kills songs. So let's get to it. Starting off, the first movie I'd really like to see, and I've been really wanting it for the longest time, is Phantasm. I would absolutely love to see Spencer and the guys make a song about the Phantasm franchise. And also to have Spencer just go, boy, or like use boy in a line, because you have to do that with this franchise. You have to be like, you just have to go, boy. It has to be in that, it has to be in the song. So Phantasm is definitely one. I know it's more of a cult favorite, but again, Spencer's no, he's done cult movies before. Like, he's done, like, really niche horror movies before. So Phantasm would be really cool. So let's say that's our next track. The next one I would like to see, and I think this one's going to come at some point or another. You see, Spencer grew up in the 90s, in that 90s, 2000s era of slasher and horror movies. We saw that with his love for Scream, as well as Cabin Fever. But there's one other movie out there, and I think he's been kind of like hinting at it for a while. And that movie's actually getting a new one next month, which I keep forgetting it is. Man, they need to do some more promotion with that movie, because Jesus. And that is I Know What You Did Last Summer. I really do feel like I Know What You Did Last Summer is going to be in this track list. Again, Spencer grew up in that era. He does love that movie. So I think it's just a matter of time before we get, I Know What You Did Last Summer. So, yeah, it would be perfect. It would be brutal. I hope it's brutal. And again, could you imagine the music video of like Spencer just in the raincoat killing people with a hook? Because you'd have to do that, right? So that's my next pick. The next movie I would love to see get the Ice Nine Kills treatment is a little bit niche. This is another niche one, but I think it would be really cool. Reanimator. Reanimator is always a cult favorite, and they haven't really done any Lovecraft projects, so this would be kind of cool to see get the Lovecraft treatment. And I would love to see what they could do, like maybe even get Jeffrey Combs in the music video. That'd be a lot of fun. I would also absolutely love, how they would, utilize the reanimation in the song. I also have this feeling they would throw in a lyric of like the, severed head giving head moment. I feel like that would be somewhere in this song. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Well, so that's Phantasm. I mean, not Phantasm. That's Reanimator. Next movie I would love to see is, and this is another one from that 90s 2000 era of horror movies that Spencer has a lot of clear love for, and that is Wishmaster. Wishmaster would be really cool. I think it would be a dark and brutal song. I also feel like with the theatricality that they have in their music these days, I really do feel like what would happen is that that the band would probably utilize some like Arabic kind of sound effects as well, like some Arabic instruments into some of the breakdowns as well, because the jinn is always connected to Middle Eastern culture. So Wishmaster's another one, and I would I think it'd be cool if like they featured Andrew Devoff, the original jinn, in the franchise. That'd be really cool. So yeah, so far we have I Know What You Did Last Summer, Phantasm, Wishmaster, and Reanimator. So what else? What other movies would I like to see get the treatment? For our next track in this hypothetical scenario, the next movie I would absolutely love to see is kind of an obscure one, another obscure one, but I feel like this is going to be more of a who the fuck's watching this movie? But again, this would be the movie. This would be like the movie that is the real heavy cult one, and also the one that would be would have the heaviest lyrics. Because you notice that like with like Mary Xmas was the fun one, and it was also the movie like who like only a handful of people in that came. I was like, Silent Night. What is Silent Night? Deadly Night. And then when we went to My Bloody Valentine with Take Your Pick, that was also the really heavy like death metal one. So this would probably be the death metal one, and that is Pieces, Mario Bava's classic slasher movie where you don't need to go to Texas for a chainsaw massacre. Pieces, I've been wanting get the Ice Nine Kills treatment. I would absolutely love to see Pieces get that that treatment. Yeah, so there you go. So moving on to track number 6 in this scenario. What is our next what's our next song? Well, we've been also following this whole track of Stephen King movies and books in these films. I mean albums. Jesus. Come on, Multi, get it together. We've had obviously It Is the End. We've had The Shining with Enjoy Your Slay, and we've had Pet Sematary with Funeral Derangements. So there are several other very popular Stephen King novels out there, and again, I feel like it would be kind of weird at this point if Ice Nine Kills didn't do a Stephen King song. So what would be my pick for a Stephen King song? I am going to say Christine. I think Christine, and that's a little biased because Christine's one of my favorites. My favorite of all time is Salem's Lot, and I wouldn't mind a Salem's Lot song from Ice Nine Kills, but for some reason I keep gravitating towards Ice Nine Kills with Christine. It's a great 80s movie and a great book. So I think that would be really cool. Alternatively, I think the one they are probably going to do is either the next one, and this is just my personal theory, I think the next one they're going to do, because obviously, like I said, they're totally going to do another Stephen King song. So it's either going to be in real life, it's probably either going to be Children of the Corn or Cujo. Those are the other two major popular ones from Stephen King that have a lot of like fan base behind them. So it's either going to be Children of the Corn or Cujo. It's one of those two. But personally, like I said, my pick would be Christine. Moving on to our next one, and this one is going to be our more like mainstream horror movie, and I feel like that's what they're kind of building to, is a song about Megan. Like, also we've been dealing with all these like stuff with like like this whole story arc within real life of the band where Spencer's like claiming to be like people are claiming Spencer's AI and things like that. That's just kind of a bit they've been doing. So I think like it's either going to be Megan or Terminator, but yeah. I think Megan is probably going to get a Ice Nine Kills song. I have this feeling she is. So we're going to say Megan for this one. Moving on to our next movie, and this would be This is another classic. Like, this is another like horror classic, and we had Hitchcock with Psycho. So the next one we're gonna say is The Birds. I think it would be really cool to see how they would try to utilize a song about the birds. That would be a lot of fun. Like even having birds in the sound, like fluttering the soundtrack, that'd be really cool. Yeah. So that's one I would really like to see. Next up, we did get a Resident Evil one, and that one was more off the video game than the movies. So could we get another video game track here? I'm going to say yes, and this one is also, it does have its movie franchise, and that is Silent Hill. Now, for a Silent Hill song, I imagine Ice Nine Kills wouldn't be like, it would be like theatrical and also more of a ballad kind of song like they did with Farewell to Flesh, the Candyman song. So to do that, I think that that's also the smart way to go if they did Silent Hill, because again, that just makes the most sense of like, yeah, if you're going to do another video game franchise that has movies, yeah, I would say Silent, like after Resident Evil, it's Silent Hill. So there you go. Yeah. I've got room for two more, I think, if I've counted. I can do math, totally. So for the last two, I would really like to see them go like really old school. Like I'm talking like real hardcore classic in this one. And that one would be and I think it would be fun. Like this would be the Christmas song, like kind of the spiritual sequel to Merry Xmas. And that is a song about gremlins. Gremlins is a children's horror movie, after all. So I think that would be really cool to see them play with that. Maybe even get Howie Mandel to do some things as Gizmo. That'd be cute. And finally, my last pick for this film line, for these films to song, my last pick would be The Thing. Yeah. Absolutely would love to have The Thing in here. It's my favorite horror movie of all time, and I've been dying to see it get the Ice Nine Kills treatment. We all know Spencer's a huge John Carpenter fan, and again, horror and like just horror all abound. But he has said a few times that The Thing is one of his personal favorites. So it would be so cool to get like The Thing, give my favorite horror movie of all time the horror movie treatment. I mean the horror song treatment. So yeah. But again, there's so many horror movies out there, and the thing is, Ice Nine Kills can just make a whole, like, this could be their whole career, is just because there's never going to be a stop of horror movies. Like hell, they could go back to every trick in the book and do horror books. Like that's where I say, like, yeah, that's where they could do Frankenstein or The Invisible Man or, you know, another Stephen King song. There you go. There's just so many, and there's so many movies out there. Hell, I wouldn't be opposed if they did a song about sinners. I know that's a recent one, and I do stress really recent, but it's recent enough to be like, it's still like considered a modern day classic. At least I would say. But anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below what again, going by the hypothetical thought process of this third album. I mean this third in the trilogy. What would your 12, because again we're counting Terrifier in here, what would be the 12 other songs, 12 other horror movies would you like to see get Ice Nine Kills songs about? And again, there's just a shit ton of other movies. You may think, oh, they've done all the major ones. Not all of them, and there's always more horror movies out there. So there you go. So yeah, just comment below, let me know. You guys tell me in the comments below, and other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.